Alright, welcome back to playing Satisfactory 1.0, well 1.1 for the first time. Also 1.0, so I haven't played 1.0 at all. This is Tizit here, and we are just continuing playing through. Last time I accidentally messed up the video, so you actually saw the second time of me doing that. So this time we're also going to cover part of what I initially did in that first video, which you know nothing about because I deleted it. So we're building logistics currently. Then after logistics, we're going to go on to base building, then field research. Then in tier 2, we're going to start with obstacle clearing and then part assembly. Obstacle clearing is going to help us really get everything together and start accelerating. So now, when we wait for all the logistics to get done, let's see, our power is good. And we're doing logistics first so we can start splitters. So we can really get the splitters taken care of in mergers so that we can get as much things taken care of as we possibly can. While we're waiting for the pipes, which I need to make some more anyway. We will make rods so that we can get a miner, a smelter, and a constructor to make iron rods. So we can at least automate that. And we need multiple iron rods so that we can do pipes and power poles and stuff like that. So we'll finish this. I clicked a little bit too early. And then we need to have 2 reinforced iron plates for the constructor. So I need to make some screws. And then we need to come over here, make one of these guys. And whenever you're planning a factory, if you're not sure about power and the power that you need, what I like to do, and I'll show you what I typically start to do here if I'm planning on building something out. So I go production, so I'll build all of it out first, and then we have to go to smelter. And remember, you hit control to line it up, so you see that the output from the miner is that line that's going to the input of the smelter. That's what we want, because then we can just do that. It lines it up super easy. And then constructor, which I'm missing some cable. And we don't have cable automated yet. That should be more than enough, because we also need to connect them to the power. This is going to be iron rods, and then we're also going to do sorry, little guy. You were in the way. Might as well start harvesting that as well. Or them. Just whenever it comes up. This definitely seems like one of those games that it does have an end. It's just like really, really, really far off. Now I need concrete, which is over here. But we're also gonna put this oh, this was way far off. I didn't realize it was that far off. There we go. Because then it's going to be a lot longer before that goes. Or gets saturated enough to, or full up where I can't do anything. Backlogged, whatever you want to call it. So then you connect, after you build everything out that you want to connect everything to power. So you have 13 megawatts of power here. And then we're going to come here and just bring this about right here. And this has, you want to look at your max construction and your capacity, or your production. Well, we don't want to really look at production now because that doesn't really matter. So that doesn't really matter right now because we're on biomass. Biomass burners are the most rudimentary power. So we want to look at capacity. So our capacity is 120. So you do 120 minus 43 is 77 left. So we're fine. You can go yoink. And now we have an increased max capacity to 56, which is still good. So now and the pipes should be cranking out pretty quickly. Yep, there we go. Or iron rods. Sorry, I always get those confused. And then this will also back up iron ingots. But I can also, before this gets popped up, get rid of my my iron ore. And now while we're waiting, you can go ahead and collect a little bit more leaves and brush so that we can continue to have our biomass producing. And then this is another reason we want splitters and mergers. So remember, left is leaves. So this side is leaves. And right side is wood. Let's go ahead and take these. See, this doesn't really go through too much. At least right now, but if we were at capacity with our biomass burners, we'd be going through these a lot faster anyway. So that's going, this is going for wire. And I could go ahead and build another iron thing over there. But we're going to hold off on that. So we're going to, because I want to maximize what we have as much as possible without it being too complicated. So right now it's not too terribly complicated. Really just waiting on these iron pipes. Or iron rods, sorry. I keep calling them pipes, but they're iron rods. And we could even do this, because this is literally the only component we're waiting on. And I should have actually built these a little bit ago. So we'll do this. Help it along. Just a little bit. Not gonna. We'll just do that. And do this by hand. And doing it this way takes a little bit longer overall, but I think I'll just do the until we get the 150, which would be 61. Need one more. Nice.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in. Visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
That's lovely. Oh, this is in the way. That's fine. We can remove that. Okay, so how you add stuff to your bar, you hover over it and then you press the number. So if we wanted this conveyor lift, we want to do 4. Like hover over it and hit 4. If we wanted a merger, I want to do that. Which actually, now that it makes sense to do this. So we have mergers and splitters, then we have power. So mergers and splitters on 1, power on 2, conveyor belts on 3, and then lifts on 4. And then here, we're going to do splitters. Hopefully these are... Oh! Alright. Let's move this one back just a hair. We'll do the same for this one. Just so we have more than enough room, or plenty of room. And of course, we're gonna redo this whenever we have the chance. Oh, this was put in backwards. There we go. And now we don't have to worry about going to manually refill all of these. What we do have to worry about is making sure that the supply is full over here. And now we can only go down to one of these, which is great because of the mergers. And see, now we have automated-ish power. Alright, let's see if we have enough. I think we're still going to be short on rods, maybe? But we will see for our base building milestone. Yeah, we're definitely short on those. Not by much, though. So let's actually go back to logistics though. Alright, cool. That's that. So base building. Just need 6 more rods and we should have it here momentarily. If not already. Nice.
Milestone reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
And this is when you realize you're working for an overlord company. So we're going to actually go to obstacle clearing first before the BAM, so that way we can get a lot of things done. So we need some foundations. I'm going to go with the 2 because I like the 2 meter foundations. So I think it was like 78. Not 708, 78 foundations that I need. So we are going to go into the screw production and producing screws. So we need 1 miner, 2 smelters, and then 10 constructors. So 10 constructors, 2 smelters, and 1 miner. And logistically, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're splitting off of the miner into the 2 smelters. So that's 1, and then we're splitting off of each smelter for which into 3. No, into 2. So that's another 2, so a total of 3. Then we're splitting then we're merging all of those together for and then splitting them off into 3. And we're gonna do I'll explain the math as we build it out. And then there's going to be another 2 splitters and another 4 mergers. So that's all the components that we need. So now we have our list, our fancy dancy list on this left side here. Sorry, the right side. Man, I am just getting all messed up today. So we should actually do. Oh, we don't have enough rods for that. And then we also need 20 iron plates, or reinforced iron plates. So we're gonna have to try to get all of our materials first, which I think concrete is gonna be the biggest issue. But we'll see. I thought we were going to have enough iron rods to get all the screws that we need for the reinforced iron plates. That's alright. Because I'm pretty sure we have enough plates for it. And then we need to make more cable, because we don't have that automated yet. And then, like, here's kind of the conundrum. Like, we can go ahead and expand, like, the copper, which that would probably actually be a good idea, to expand the copper, or expand the concrete, and then expand before we build the screw production. But I'm also not really sure I want to do that. I think I just want to get the production of screws done as best as I can, or as fast as we can, because that way we can move on to other things. Alright, so concrete. This is going to be the slowest one. And this is definitely going to look super professional. Something that we could do is just take all of those over here and do this. So this is actually running inefficiently. I mean, it's running now as fast as it can, but this is 45 limestone per minute, and our limitation on our belt is 60 items per minute. So even though our miner, I mean, this is still producing 60 per minute, so that's still more. But if we had a pure node, which is 120, it would still only be doing 60 because of the belt limitation, and this is as much as we can basically get off of this node here. So because we have 2 constructors, that's 90 per minute, which is obviously more than 60 per minute. So the input required to maintain constant production is higher than the current output potential off of this node. But now, because we did that, we added, let's see, we added it's going to say 2 constructors because we built one, or I built one backwards, so I had to deconstruct it, and then I built another one, so that counts as 2. So we want to make sure that that stays the same, and then I think that's right. Then cable them here. And I want to build more than 100 cable because we still have to connect power. So probably going to do like 150. And then we got to come over here and build one of these guys. So we can at least go start to set this up too. So we don't have to wait for all the components, because as we start building it out and connecting it, then we can build it out while everything else is being produced and worked on, so that we can try to maximize our efficiency. So we're going to come over here on this side. And we're wanting to, we'll use this node here for our screw production. And I'm going to face directly east of here for our foundations. So that's going to be pretty much our starting foundation right here. This is what we're going to build everything off of in this world. That's the goal anyway. So now we put the miner down. Actually, you know what? We're going to change this because I want this to be lined up right in the middle of that first foundation. Now, will every other block be like this? Probably not. So if you hit control, it lines it up to the world grid, which is actually probably what I'll end up doing. So then we need a splitter. So if you hit H, it holds whatever you have in position, and then you could nudge it. So these are the arrow keys. So left, right, backwards, forwards. Well, really, this is like the up arrow, so that's like the forward direction, but it's going away from you. And this is moving close to you. So that's the down arrow. And then, so that's lined up right on the money with the output. But I actually want it centered on here, because this is lined up to the world grid. This foundation is lined up to the world grid, and that's what I want overall. So then also, if you notice here, we'll do this one more here. So this is like a brick pattern, like the bottom brick, middle brick, top brick. I like it when all of them line up. So they're already lined up like this. So let's make sure that you can go here. And instead of having to click all of these individually, if you hit R, it goes into building mode zoop, which means you can build up to 10 items, but we're going to actually go 9. There we go. On that one, because this one is row 0, or row 1. And then this one, we're also going to go 9. This one, also 9. And then this is 10. And it's really easy when you get to the 10s, because then you just click and drag. Okay, so now we're going to do, we're going to build one side and then we're going to build the other. So we're not going to use the middle one because I don't like doing that on when we're splitting it off into 2. So here, you know, it looks okay, and then here it looks like it's nudged back a little bit further. So we're going to actually do this here. And then this. Let's make sure that we do iron. This is going to split off into 2 constructors. And then these, I like having these right in the middle of it. So this is too far to the left, so I hit the right arrow key and it moves to the right. And this is what I like. I like these corners, or the support, the ground support of these, to be pretty close to the edge, like that. So that's just me. And then control, and then move the same thing. So this is going to be iron rods. So this is why we're splitting it up here. So this, the smelter takes 30 iron ore per minute and makes 30 iron ingots per minute. So then the iron ingot to the iron rod is 15 per minute iron ingots to 15 per minute iron rods. So that's it. That's why we split it into 2. And then we'll go ahead and connect all of these. And then if you want to line this up in the middle, or like to make a 90-degree turn, you line it up to where you would click it, and then back here, and then you move away to, like, or you back up to, and then you add the next line. So it's nice and 90 degrees. That's kind of annoying. Can I get to it? Yeah, I think I just got it. Yep, got it. All right, now I want to do a merger. I'm going to do the merger here. So this is to kind of keep your factory more concise, is if you want to squish it this way, so instead of it being in the middle, you can actually even do this as well. Line it up this close, but if you line it up this close, whenever you put a belt in here and you want to upgrade it, it's really difficult to actually click on it to make sure. So I would recommend that this would be the closest distance that you would get, because you can easily see that, make sure that the items are moving as they need to. And then I need to make another row over here, but I don't have any concrete. So now we're going to go get a refill on all of our equipment pieces, or items that we need. Take all the iron plates. And take all the concrete. So now we should be good on that. And while I'm moving over here, make a storage unit for the iron plates, just in case I forget to collect them soon. And that way production can keep running smoothly. So now we need this all the way down. So combining, like moving it this way, instead of having the merger in the center and then the splitter in the center over here, it makes the next line of constructors like offset. We need to make sure that we change this to screws. So this is 10 iron rods per 10 iron rods per minute. And so if 2 produce a total of 30, 15 from each, we need to combine them into one line and then split it up into 3 lines. So that everything works out mathematically beautiful. My computer was freaking out there for a minute. But we're not done. because we have another problem. Each one of these produces 40 screws per minute. 40 screws per minute times 3 is 120. So you have to split one of these lines. And we can go ahead and do that here. And then we have to have a merger on these other two. So what this does is it takes this setup from this splitter, or from this constructor here. It's going to take 40 screws per minute, send half of them this way to the left and half of them this way to the right. So that way, what's half of 40? 20. So 20 plus 40 is 60, which is maximizing our belts. So then we're going to put the storage units here. And I'm going to make sure that this is aligned, because it's not. And I like aligning these with the ladder, which is this piece right here, to the center, or to the edge of the foundation. Okay, so then we want to make sure that it's lined up with this, which it is, and then we're good. And now it is time for power. So, just like we did with the iron rods factory, we've hooked up all of these, plus the miner. So we're going to actually do some weird math. So this requires 5 megawatts of power for the miner. So we're going to look at our total power consumption that we have for our current setup. We're going to subtract 5 because we're not doubling the miner. So 29 minus 5 is 24. 24 times 2 is 48. And then plus 5 is 53. So this factory is going to require 53 megawatts of power to operate successfully. So then, again, if you're worried about power or want to make sure that you're keeping up on your power management, this is something that you have to be aware of and take care of. So we're going to come all the way back over here. Look to make sure that we have at least that amount, which was 53. So 60 plus 53 is 113, which is less than our current capacity, which is perfectly fine. And then we'll go ahead and update power again before we continue. Get rid of those two lines so that we can actually add the ones that we need to. Alright, so this is going to go ahead and get this side started. Maybe it's like my mouse pad or something. I think it's my mouse. Either way. Or maybe just the way I'm holding it. So now this is going to get started. The miner is going to start mining, which it is, and then it's going to start putting stuff over here, which it will. So then we can go ahead and get everything started on this secondary side. And this is going to be a lot easier to set up because you just middle mouse button everything, and it copies the recipe over. As long as you don't fall off the ledge, which that ledge shouldn't be there anyway because we need another one. Alright, so see how this foundation lines up differently with the pattern? If you don't like that, like I don't like it, you want to make sure that you adjust that before you build. Otherwise, it's going to be one of those things where it's like, yeah, I totally noticed that, but now I'll fix it later. And then you won't fix it later, and then it's just going to like frustrate you, or at least that's how it does for me. And then same thing here. Splitter. And then merger. Merger. No. You know why it's like that? Because I did not account for, we don't have enough plates because I did not account for the belts, the conveyor belts. Oh, I should have grabbed, no, rods are over here too. See, look at this, beautiful stacked conveyor belt. That's what you like to see. How many do I need for that? For the... Oh, yeah, I'm good. There we go. And I should be able to stack this side. I need more rods. Alright, I'm just going to come over here and grab whatever we have over here, which is going to be a lot more than what I can get from the screw production, which is operating perfectly. And I'll show you how and why that is here in just a minute, after we finish setting it up. Or after I finish hooking up power, and then we're going to make sure everything is running effectively and smoothly, which looks like that's the case. Oh, okay, so we did that. That. This. And this would have been important to, really, if you want to really maximize efficiency, you would have done all this conveyor stuff first and then powered it from this side going forward, because then all of this would be up and running right now. Alright, come on. Stop it. Whatever. Okay, I think I got it, or am getting everything cleared out. So we don't have foliage popping through the bottom of the... Alright, so now, of the foundation. So edit to-do list, now we have everything so we can clear all that off. And look, we have so many screws now. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take all the screws from both, or all four, well, these ones aren't done. So as soon as these start populating, which, see, this is why we look to make sure things are always connected and running smoothly before we go venturing off into Never Never Land. And eventually these will catch up because these, again, both combined only produce 30. The belts move 60 items per minute, so they'll be good to go. Alright, there we go. Now both lines are there. So we're good with that. And I think we have enough. We really do need to get more power. So we'll do that. And then I guess that'll work too. Do that, and then I know that's a really weird way of doing it. We're gonna redo this eventually here soon anyway. After we get obstacle clearing completed. Oh, I never did come over here to do that. Oops. Let's clear this out first. Then we need to go to concrete. Alright, and then let's go. Left is leaves. Right is wood. And then I need to craft more cable.
Milestone reached. Solid biofuel, created from any biomass, ensures maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, the chainsaw allows for the removal of tougher wood and coral foliage. Additionally, your pocket dimension has been inflated to increase inventory size. Inspirational note: will you be the Fix-It Employee of the Month? You could be if you construct, automate, explore, and exploit by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency. This isn't just fun, it's contractually mandated fun, fun, fun.
Gotta love contractually obligated fun, fun, fun. Alright, so the reason we did obstacle clearing first is because of the solid biofuel. This. Solid biofuel is fantastic. It burns significantly more efficient than just biomass. I know I'm used more than got more reinforced iron plates than I needed for the chainsaw. But it's kind of worth it. Or needed, I should say. So yeah, this is like a 2 biomass to 1 solid biofuel, but the solid biofuel is 3 times as efficient as the biomass. So as far as like solid biofuel gets burned, I think it's 6 per minute, but solid biofuel is no, I got that backwards. Whatever. We'll figure it out. But I need solid biofuel in my inventory for the chainsaw. So here we go. Chainsaw. Alright, now let's go chop a tree. I'll do this one. Look at that. So much leaves and wood just from a simple click. And that's what this game is about, is taking stuff that's really complicated or time consuming at the beginning. Like, so instead of picking up leaves just like this, I can take a chainsaw to a tree or an area and then collect just so much more, so much faster. So now this is going to be kind of a weird part. So we're going to come over here. We're going to do a splitter. Just because this layout's kind of weird. Here. Oh, I need more cable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a way to get the biomass turned into solid biofuel. That way everything could be a little bit more efficient. So this into here before I get too carried away. Can I do this side or no? Nah, it's not gonna let me. It has to be that side. So instead of that, it's solid biofuel. Solid biofuel. Oh, come on. That might actually work. Go. And then we'll go merger here. And then I haven't used this yet, this game, but I am out of plates. So there's all this ugly clipping that's going on. Oh, actually, you know what? This needs to actually come over here before this happens. There we go. So now this is going to be the solid biofuel. Ooh, look, it's going. So with these, it's going to come over here, come down, and then start filling these up. So I'm actually going to take these out little by little. So this is burns 4 per minute for biofuel, and biomass is 10 per minute. So I am just switching these out for the more efficient. And we're already getting some traction on the solid biofuel, which is great. So instead of it being stockpiled like that, it's going to continue to burn, and we are all set for that. So this is just going to make it way, way more efficient. As far as overall power goes, we are set for now, but let's just double check. So our total power capacity is now 180 megawatts. So, you know, that's still comfortable, but I'd rather have a lot more. Let's finish the field research. And see how, like, this is definitely like spaghetti. Like, all mixed around. But once we get everything more streamlined and smooth, we are definitely going to be rocking and rolling. Like, if we get things set up like our screws factory, then we are going to be rocking. And there's a reason why we're doing a whole bunch of screws, because we need a lot of screws for all of the components that we have to build, or at least from what I remember.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency and alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract. The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration.
I love how the name of the hog, it went from the hog in early access to the fluffy tail something. The fluffy tail just got me. It's so funny. At least really funny to me.
This mushroom, dubbed bacon agaric due to its uncanny resemblance to raw bacon, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available. This fruit, dubbed the paleberry due to its tendency to stay light in color even when ripe, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
It is not available. and then we have to go to that. Oh well, the MAM is a really cool thing. Alright, so now I really want to update copper as our next goal. And I'm not sure where I want it to go. Because before, the problem is with how things are right now with power. Like we have 39 megawatts of power to go. Constructors are 4, so we could do it. Because we're not going to use 10 whole machines. Let's see. What do we want to do? Also, if you're thinking like I am right now, sometimes it's just really good to like get your mind off of trying to focus. Ooh, what's this?
Unknown metal collected. This metallic element is showing properties similar to those in Group 11 on the periodic table, such as high conductivity and malleability. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Yeah, so as I was saying, you can like just do mindless stuff like collecting leaves while you're thinking about something, and then something will come to you. Like researching stuff in the MAM. Caterium.
The metal has been named Caterium after Fixit's greatest CEO Katerina Parks. It has been added as a viable alternative to gold in industrial applications, specifically in advanced electronics due to its superconductivity, malleability, and corrosion resistance.
Okay, so I think I figured out what I'm going to do next. It's actually setting up another concrete. Concrete factory, because there is some more limestone over here by where we found the caterium. She's here. So now, one of the reasons why we hit control when you laid the first foundation down is that because we locked onto the world grid with that, we can start a factory or start foundations anywhere, and as long as we hit control, it'll line up. Not necessarily height-wise, but it'll line up so it can snap to the grid. So it could be all fluid in one cohesive, I think that's weird. One cohesive factory, if you wanted to. Oh no. Okay, I didn't realize I wasn't in Zoop. Because I think I want it at that height. Oh, that's a little bit too tall. So we'll actually just do this over. And how you see these are lined up perfectly. That's kind of what we're looking for. Oh, I guess I don't need that one or this one yet. And we're only gonna go four deep. Like that, because we don't need, we're gonna turn this though. So we don't need smelters for concrete. We just need constructors. Reinforced iron plates. And how much is this? This is 60 per minute. So this is going to be as efficient as the other one that we have. Whew. This was about to be catastrophic almost. But the first ones, this is another thing about the way that this is set up. It's the first two off the splitter, like off the first splitter, the first two are going to get all of the resources first, and the last ones in line look like they get nothing, but it's fine. It slowly builds up, so the first two get saturated, and then the second two get saturated, and so on and so forth, until they're all full, and then we'll be good. I mean, we're good right now. It's just not, it doesn't show it based off the numbers. Alright, so constructors. Alright, looks good to me. Concrete. And we'll go ahead and put all of that there. Just so we have something to really get started with. And then we also need one of these storage containers here. And a merger here. Alright, and the reason we put this here in the middle, straight off this one, instead of off to the side over there, is because when we expand, and there's a way to expand over here, it's just going to be a lot easier and a lot faster. So that's going to help us with that. Now, we need to have 3 constructors. Just a sec. Yeah. So 3 constructors, 2... Well, here, let's do it this way. Smelter for copper, and then 2 constructors. So we're gonna, off this smelter, we're gonna split it off into 2 copper wires, or 2 wires, and then merge it into 1 cable. And the cable, that's gonna be our cable production line. So it requires 3. But we need to update our our current copper wire, so we need another one. And actually, I think I have. So we need one splitter off the mine, 2 splitters, a merger, and I think that's it. But then again, I also think we have another resource. So if you hit F2, you can look at your parts that you have. Oh, we don't have that yet. Okay. I was getting a little ahead of myself. So if we lose 2 of these at once, that'd be bad. So I'm gonna do that for these ones for now, and this should be good for a while. Okay, got the wire. I think I have all the screws that I need for right now. Need more plates though. So like I said, the good thing about doing things this way where you have things that are automated, it was making plates while I was doing all that. So now I have more than enough plates to get everything done that I need. Or at least to create for these reinforced iron plates. And then, yeah, you know, I'll just do a couple more just to be on the safe side. And then I'll do wire or cable. And then here's like another thing about this game is like you can just like try to speed through it to get all the stuff done. Like I can go ahead into this part assembly, but once I get to part assembly, like I'm gonna inevitably get into a choke point of the game where it would have been better to take the time to automate these things rather than just go full throttle off the bat. Alright, so let's see, that's gonna come off here. I think I want to change that to over here. Yeah. I'm gonna hold that and I'm actually gonna go up 1. There we go. And again, I hit control when I put in the first one on this platform so that it can line up with the other 2. Alright, so I think I'm going to just start building this out. So we need a splitter. Here, you can take a smelter. Here. And then a splitter here. In the middle. Constructor. Right to the middle. 2 back. And remember, both of these are going to be wire. and then they're going to merge into a cable. And I really should have gone up a little bit more so I could clear this. But I'm going to clean that up probably next. For power. Let's see. I can actually get rid of my to-do list. Because this is basically it. Well, it'd be double from what it currently is. So it's 12 megawatts of power. Oh, it's annoying when you slightly misclick. Sorry, it's actually 16 megawatts of power. Which should be fine. So now that we connected it, yeah. So like if we have one biomass burner go down, that's it. I mean, like we're at the capacity for max production. So then, oh, we have a whole bunch of copper here. So let's just do that. And then we can actually probably just put the rest of the copper in this one. Yeah. So we'll let that line burn out before we expand over and basically do what we did here, except don't combine it to wire or cable. We just have the two wires and combine that into a storage unit. Alright, so both of these are producing, this one is producing, and so this, like, as soon as there's enough wire, or like as soon as the cable is done constructing, there's enough wire in the constructor to continuously produce more cable. So this is maximum efficiency right here. And look, we don't have to worry about having to manually craft cable anymore. Except we still need a lot of it. Alright, so what are we down here? Because these ones should be, yeah, just about filled. I think something that's going to help with this, because of our belt capacity limitations, if we do this, I think it's going to help get everything that we need, or help keep these produced so those fill up faster. Yeah, because look at that money. I mean, yeah, so this is going to be pretty soon. This is going to be kicking out all of them, and this is going to get full, or this is full, so it's going to be backing up like this. So this is what we wanted. This is the saturation that we wanted. And then these two are going to fill up a little bit faster than the first two did. And then the last two are going to fill up even faster once these two are saturated. But that's still a little bit of time out. And you want to also make sure that we keep all this going too. Which is why whenever we go somewhere or into a new little area, we want to make sure that we pick up the stuff that we want. So let's see. Where we are at. Alright, so we should, like, before we move on to part assembly, we really should update the iron plates. Because iron plates, we need a lot of those too. Because, let's see, this one produces 120, which is more than our belts can handle, but 60, so this, we can easily double this. Let's see if we can actually just double it right now. This is gonna be so far out here. This is kind of what you do when like nobody's looking, and then people start looking and you're like, oh, what's this? And you're like, oh, this is this was the retcon. I don't know why I said retcon, but that's whatever. Oh, this is the spaghetti of I want more plates, but I don't want to put in the effort that I did over here yet to do it, because I'm still waiting for everything else to get caught up. So if we're still waiting on lots of parts to be done, this is when we can start exploring a little bit. So we're not going to go too far. And again, we're picking up leaves and wood along the way. So let's go up here on top of the hill. Ooh, look, more limestone. It's a normal node, which is the same as the other ones that we have. So the normal nodes produce 60 of whatever it is, and the impure nodes produce half of that, so 30, and the pure nodes produce 120. I'm so glad these dudes are herbivores. The bushy tails. Or the fluffy tails. So this is a crash pod. Emergency operational status, operational, pull handle to open. Sometimes they're like, hey, we need power, or we need this specific resource, in which case you do have to provide that.
Damaged hard drive successfully acquired. All pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for analysis in the MAM, which may result in benefits to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
Yeah. So this is also... Oh! That's something that I was super excited about when I realized this. Ooh. I'm surprised that didn't hurt me. Like, one of the things that I was really, really excited about when I found out about this, you hit F2, then you go to parts, and they're like, hey, I want to learn about screws. This is fantastic. This tells you the recipes, that you have one discovered recipe, which is a standard recipe. Then you have two alternative recipes, which they're both, for the screws, they're both amazing. Then it tells you what screws are used for in recipes that you already know. And then it tells you what other things the screws are used for when you have no idea what they are yet. So you know that screws are a pretty important component. Oh, and that's so exciting. Alright, so then we come over here to the MAM, click on hard drives. We have one hard drive, so let's go ahead and start scanning the hard drive. And it takes 10 minutes. So we'll just do a little bit more exploring. This is a pure node, so that would produce 120 unit iron ingots, or iron ore, excuse me. A 1,000 leaves. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Oh, what's this dude? Oh, I know what this dude is.
This semi-slug species seems to persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from its surroundings. Studying this could provide new methods for improving fixit production line efficiency. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Which we will do eventually. Probably right after the hard drive. Oh, I didn't even see this over here. Ooh, that was close. Like, I don't want to really cut down so many trees over here because I really like it. Now over there's a lot of stuff I can cut down, but over on this side, I kind of like it. At least for now. I may cut them down later. Okay, and if you get lost, you can always look at the top of the HUD. Right now we're facing west, and then you just look around and then you have the hub. Ooh, shiny object. Alright, let's go back. So if you're running, which is sprint, control, and then you crouch, which is C, you slide. But then if you jump, the sooner you jump, the faster you, or the further you go, and the faster you travel. And the only bad thing about having that up there is I have to either, actually, let's just do this to make things super easy. We'll go back to foundations and we'll do platform. We'll do it on this side. Because that way we can come up here for, like, if we had, or if I used four meter platforms, it'd only take 2 to get up this high. But those are fairly drastic. Awesome, so we do have enough cable now. No, I'm gonna keep those. Oh, we also need to build a space elevator. Really? Oh. I mean, I guess that makes sense. So that way this continues for a little bit. And we still want cable to be produced too, so we don't want to cut that off. But we will put all of our leaves on the left side because left is for leaves. And there's wood. And then let's see where our plates are at. This is so ridiculous. Oh, this is going to be so much nicer whenever we get... This won't happen. Probably. And then if you're curious, it all the way... You don't have to stay here at the MAM for the research to be done. You can go away, like I just showed you. Do I want to do part assembly right now? Let's go check the concrete. And remember, we have 2 concrete locations. We have this one and the one on the side of the other side of these power plants. That one. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this.
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It Company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note: humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
Ada is hilarious. It basically just said, hey, it's okay to be dumb and not be able to use your hands effectively because we want you to, break stuff. Like, break components down. And I think of Bam Bam from the Flintstones. So now we're kind of at a conundrum because I want to get logistics too, but it requires 50 reinforced iron plates, which we can automate through the assembler, but I'm not quite there yet. But I want logistics so we can expand more, or logistics Mark II, so we can expand more and faster. So like the nodes that have 120 units coming out of it, like the copper, we can now utilize all of it instead of having to be limited by our belts. But we really need to make reinforced iron plates and automate reinforced iron plates so that we're not having to make those by hand. So I'm thinking we go to resource sync program while we try to build towards the automating reinforced iron plates, which we need to update. I mean, this works here, but we'll probably use that other node over here because there should be another node over here for for iron plates. Yeah. Is it pure? It is pure. Nice. So we'll use this one for iron plates. And we'll actually build it on a different level than that. Not like a level above it, but off to the side over here. That's above this ground. And we'll take down... What? Oh, I'm out of fuel. That makes sense. So, MAM research is complete, so we're going to go straight there, actually, before we go get more fuel. So these are alternate recipes. It's not just one, it is... wait, what?
Hard drive analysis completed. Alternative recipe selection available in the MAM.
Oh, this is two. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. These cast screws. Oh my gosh. We don't have to build another area for screws now, or for iron plates. Cast screws is such an amazing first recipe to get. Because this means, so it's for every 5 iron ingots, we get 20 screws, which is the same ratio that we currently have, except we skip out on having to make iron rods. Oh, which is so good. Okay, now let's do the power slugs, because we have those.
This semi-slug, now dubbed Power Slug, is early in its life cycle and has retained only part of its potential energy storage capacity, giving it its blue color. Power slugs are capable of extracting latent energy from their surroundings, including through a form of photosynthesis, and preserve it in their porous semi-crystalline shell over their lifetime. This explains why they rarely move after having found a suitable location.
So we're going to start changing these to the alternate screw recipes. On this side anyway. So this is actually going to save us quite a bit of power too. And now this is kind of where things get weird from that setup that I have. Because it's still going to be one constructor per storage container for now, just because of how limited we are on our belts. But let's see. I'm going to try to even this out a little bit so that we're not so far away from it. Oh. There we go. Alright, and these are our new screw containers. This one... Can't get there easily. That's fine. Oh. There we go. Alright, there we go. And then I think on this side, I want to start making iron plates. So we'll go ahead and do this. And I know iron plates actually take up a lot more than they otherwise would. So we'll let these screws finish over here what we currently have going, because one, why not, and two, I don't need all of that right now. So we really only have this one guy producing that. So let's see, what do we need for the assembler? We need rotors. So we need 4 rotors, which are pipes and screws. And we have plenty of screws, I think. I mean, over here we do that, definitely. So I'm gonna go make those rotors real quick. And then we'll see where we're at, because I don't remember the full recipe for it. This actually needs to go away. For the assembler. So reinforced iron plates. 60 screws per minute. And 30 iron plates per minute. That's a lot. So we'll actually do that. We're gonna put a merger on this, so that we definitely will have no problem with getting all the screws over here. But then plates are kind of another story. 'Cause the plates are being made over there, so we'll do that. And that. Oh, who would imagine so many screws. All right. Organization, storage. So as long as this iron plate up here stays at 60, which I don't think it will, because I think it's 20 per minute. Yeah, it's 20 iron plates per minute. So this isn't running at full capacity, but that's fine. At least we have this automated now. Alright, now let's go get the rest of our wire that we need. That's definitely not it. It's over here. I don't like this right now. So we'll do that. And that, so we'll still have wire going until we come back and remedy this. Now where to put the space elevator? Because space elevator is pretty massive. Ooh, first time I've taken damage. Ooh, nice, more Caterium. Not enough space for Caterium. Subject to change. Oh. Yeah. This is actually kind of cool.
Project assembly initialized. Congratulations, Pioneer. The space elevator will now automatically connect with the Project Assembly orbital platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which require the delivery of project parts, such as smart plating, via the space elevator. Subsequent phases unlock access to new tiers with more advanced technologies to construct, automate, explore, and exploit. It is time to be honest. This project is part of the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history, destined to save us all. Earth is in peril and only Fix-It pioneers offer hope for survival. Fix-It is counting on you. Humanity is counting on you. Do not let Fix-It down.
And that is some pretty cool story elements that wasn't in the game when the last time I played. Yeah, I'm probably going to change where the space elevator is at. It's off to the side right now, but it's also kind of obnoxious right there. Oh, look, it's almost there. We're gonna go ahead and get the Caterium here. I don't think I have enough to continue researching the Caterium. Yeah, I need 50. But there's power slugs. And I need more wire. So come over here and get it. See what I mean about the, like, this is so obnoxious. to like move around all the stuff.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also possible. Note: power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially.
Very true. I thought I had a lot more. Oh well. I'm definitely gonna call it a night here, though. Glad we got quite a bit further than I was anticipating, and next time we're gonna be upgrading pretty much every little mini factory that we have. So until then, I'll catch y'all later.